Phil here with Merry Gamesters. Today we're going to be talking about the egg loop knot, which has come up in our fishing board game, Reel Me In. It's one of the action cards, and so we were trying to point out the usefulness of this knot. And you might use it in, let's say, drift fishing or float fishing on a setup kind of like this. But if you'd started out and just wanted to use a hook and put some bait on it, it normally ends up falling off, right? So by having a way to keep your bait on longer, you're just gonna hook up more, catch more fish, right? So it took me watching maybe 5 videos and some of my own work to finally figure this knot out. It's not really that complicated, but I thought most of the information out there on the internet, it's lacking. So what we thought we'd do is actually use a fake hook here and a big rope to mimic our setup. So normally you'd be using something smaller like this, like a salmon hook or steelhead hook, and you'd be wanting to put some eggs or sand shrimp or something. And so we've got that, and we'll show you that in a minute. But let's start out with this this larger one, just as a display. So the first things first, let me just explain. We've got well, a single Siwash hook or a single pointed hook. You could do it on another one. I don't know why you would. Treble hook or whatever, but in this case you have a hook here. You've got your leader, which is just a small segment. Usually I do about 2 feet of line, but in this case rope. So we've got about 3 feet because it's a little larger. And then you got your eggs you're going to keep on there. So first step, you're going to be holding it with your non-dominant hand. In my case, I've got my left hand here. You're going to hold the back here, the shank, and have the eye of the hook pointing up. Just makes it a little easier. So you take one end, you're going to be feeding it through the eye, and you're going to grab it and hold it with your non-dominant hand or whatever. And you can rotate either way, but I rotate away from me, which just seems easier. So you're going to do 3 loops, or 4, depending on if you're fishing for something bigger. You know, you might want to have a stronger knot, but so 3 or 4, it doesn't really matter. And then you're going to kind of hold it with your other hand here, what you just wrapped. You're going to grab the tag end or the other end here, and you're just going to feed it the other direction through the hole. So you went in this way, now you're going to go the other way. So, and here's kind of a crucial step that I think a lot of people missed is it's intuitive to want to, when you're tying a knot, pull it all the way through, but you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you just want to feed it through and leave a little, and I'll show you in a minute why that's important. So you leave a little bit there, created this kind of little loop here, and what you're wanting to do is take the same line you just wrapped and wrap it again. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this the bottom end of this part of the line, and you're going to hold it in your other hand there and switch, or your fingers, you're going to switch those 2 parts of the rope. And because what you're trying to get is this part that you wrapped before. As you can see, that's where you were wrapping. So now you're just going to wrap again 3 times, and you see how I'm not running into this line over here? And you just do 3 wraps, and then that's it. I mean, that's the egg loop knot right there. That's all you really need to know, other than now we just have to pull this little tag in to pull it tight, and you can see, like here, all this stuff's going to get cinched up. So pull it. It's a little less slippery because it's rope. It works a little quicker on a hook. Make sure that this loop that you're kind of on the end here is going around and over. It probably doesn't need to be any specific spot, but it needs to at least be going over the hook here. So keep that there. It starts tightening up, and you're basically just pulling it through, tightening it up, and there you go. Tighten it up if you need. You push it a little tight, and that's your egg loop knot. So now, what do you got? You've got a little slip knot here, perfect for, you know, maybe you thread this over a sand shrimp or whatever, and then you take this and you can wrap it onto it and cinch it up real tight. In this case, we've got some eggs, so maybe I would have fed it on there or even just put it straight on the egg loop knot. So we open it up, and this is now attached to your swivel, okay? So this is already all set up, let's say. But you can back it out, and it's still just as tight as you need it. So then you put your eggs in here, and then boom, look at that. Now you can wrench on it, you can cast it, you might even, you know, get a few bites with this and it'll still stay on there. So look at that. And then if you do need to replace your bait, you just feed it back through and pull it right off. So there you go. That's the egg loop knot explained with the oversized hook here. But if you were wanting to do it with a little hook, I'll just show you how easy and quick it can be once you actually learn it. So same thing, we've got about 3 feet here, 2 feet. Take one of the ends, put it through the hook, hold it with your fingers in this case, wrap 3 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 3 or 4. Hold it with your finger, that what you just wrapped. Grab the other end, put it the other way through the hole, over the top, let's say, or back through. And then you can grab that with your fingers, grab the same, leave it not too long, same one you were wrapping with before. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say, and then I do it with my teeth, but you don't really want to do that, but it's the way I do it. And tighten it up. Boom, you've got the egg loop knot. I mean, come on, how simple is that? Once you've learned it, it's pretty intuitive, so look at that. There's your egg loop knot, tightened. You can clip off this little piece here if you want, just a little closer. Doesn't really matter with that big of a fish. So anyway, I hope you, well, let's show, let's say you put that on there. Same thing, looks a little more natural, see? Good fish for salmon with that, steelhead, trout, tons of other species. So there, I hope you enjoyed, and tight lines, and have fun fishing out there, and I hope this helped you catch more fish. Look, it holds it on, right? And it doesn't fall off, so it cinches it up.